Hey everybody, what's going on? Juan here, welcome back to the channel, and in this edition, I'm going to be showcasing some discoveries because for the past couple of weeks, I've been going to eBay because I've gotten myself a couple of PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 jam packs. I actually have a previous video where I got a couple of them, but let's just say that ever since that video, maybe I've gotten just a little bit carried away, but as a result, I've gotten to see a lot of interesting and most of all outrageous stuff on eBay. Some stuff that you're like, who has the money to buy all of that? So in this video, I'm going to be showcasing 5 of the most expensive PlayStation 2 games that I've witnessed here. Let's just kick things off with the most unique item and possibly the only one that I would actually like to buy for myself. I would not pay the price because this is priced at $978. And if you love Resident Evil, then maybe this is it for you because we have the Biohazard 5th Anniversary Special Package, the Tokubetsu Kinen Box, because I had to go to a Resident Evil wiki because there was not a lot of information about this. They were celebrating 5 years of Resident Evil. So you got 4 games in this bundle. You have Biohazard Director's Cut, so that is the re-release of the first game for the PlayStation 1. You have Biohazard 2, the DualShock version, because remember that when the first 2 Resident Evil games came out, we initially did not have the analog sticks, the rumble support, so we have 2 versions of those first 2 games. And then we have Biohazard 3, The Last Escape. We know that one as Nemesis. But then, interestingly enough, you actually get a PlayStation 2 game because you get Biohazard Code Veronica Kenzenban. We know it as Code Veronica X. And I never played a lot of that last one, but it is interesting that we have a collection that has 3 PlayStation 1 games and then 1 PlayStation 2 game. Not only does it contain the games, there's actually a couple of cool stuff inside. So there's a couple of discs, but you also get somewhat of a poster, you get a keychain, and the briefcase itself looks like something straight out of Resident Evil. It looks like they went into Umbrella headquarters and just stole that. I think it looks awesome. This is something that is an excellent collector's item for anybody that grew up playing Resident Evil. Keep in mind that at $978, this is apparently brand new. So all things considered, it's not horrible considering you're getting 4 games and you're getting all of these collectible items. So would you consider getting that? Please let me know, because for me, I'd be willing to pay, I don't know, $300 at most, because a lot of these games you can get for next to nothing at all. Some of them are on PSN, some of them you can buy used for $5 to $10, but once again, we're talking about limited edition items for fans that are passionate, in this case, about Resident Evil. We talked about survival horror, so let's switch things up now by talking about extreme sports with Downhill Domination. Now, this game came out in 2003, and by all accounts, it's in no way a unique game. You can actually buy a used copy with or without a game case for anywhere between $10 to $15. Now, this auction up here is for a brand new copy signed by the developers of the game for $4,410. I have no doubt that this is a pretty fun game. It is a game I actually wanted to play growing up. GameSpot gave it a pretty good score at 7.5, and Ryan Davis, may he rest in peace, said, "What really makes Downhill Domination stand out from other extreme sports games is its impressive sense of speed." And I have no doubt about that because I actually saw some footage of this game. As I mentioned, I wanted to play this game growing up, so I saw a lot of trailers, I saw a lot of gameplay. It is a game I would absolutely love to own at some point, but at over $4,000 for a signed copy from the developers. You guys are pretty awesome. I have no doubt about that. You made a cool game. Let's just say I would not spend $4,000 on this. So instead of asking you whether you would or not buy this game, which game would you spend a lot of money on if it were actually signed by the developers or the publishers of that game? Because I love me some games, but I have a threshold as to how much I'm willing to spend, and it's nowhere near that amount of money. Now, that copy of Downhill Domination was brand new and sealed. The following game is as well, and we're going to be talking about the Sengoku Anthology for the PlayStation 2, priced at $4,500. I gotta say this again, $4,500. This is an anthology. It contains 3 games. The first 2 are Sengoku 1 and 2, and then the third one, wait for it, is Sengoku 3. Yes, you get 3 games in one package. Now, the first 2 came out in 1991 and 1992. The third one came out all the way in 2001, and I had actually never heard about these games before. This is a side-scrolling beat-em-up game, so if you like your Final Fight, your Streets of Rages, this is going to be right up your alley. I don't know if it's $4,500 worth it in terms of purchasing, but you can actually get a copy on PC for way less than that. And the reason that this game is so expensive is that it was released in super limited quantities in Europe. People quickly snagged it up, they did not produce more copies of it, therefore the value just went all sorts of crazy, to the point that when I looked up on eBay, there's almost no other auctions for this version of the game, like not brand new, not sealed. I saw like 2 of them. I even went to YouTube to see some gameplay, and there was almost none of it. So it's just fascinating to see. And in a time and a place where you can find all sorts of stuff online, the fact that I looked up Sengoku Anthology on the PS2 and there was very little information about it, that's actually pretty impressive. If you want to play these games on your Nintendo Switch, you can actually do so because they're available on the Nintendo eShop for $7.99 a piece. Here's a review for the first game from Nintendo Life. Sengoku would go on to establish a franchise, which improved drastically over time, but this debut title is one that should perhaps remain in the past, despite some neat ideas. It's not that you won't gain any enjoyment from it. In fact, with 2 players, Sengoku is a perfectly pleasant way to spend an evening. It's just that there are so many other superior examples of this kind of game available. You can apparently also transform into other characters, although from what I've seen, in the 3rd game you gotta choose a character before you actually begin your journey, but if you're a beat-em-up collector and you gotta catch them all, well, get a loan out, cause this one ain't cheap. And I really don't know what to think about this next game because I saw some footage on YouTube, looked up some playthroughs, and just nothing was happening. I just saw a little girl walking around, little kids laughing at her, and we're talking about Rule of Rose. So I've seen this game compared to Silent Hill, and on eBay it goes for anywhere around $200, and when I looked up the reviews, I was surprised to find out that this game bombed pretty hard. If you look it up on Metacritic, it only has a score of 59. IGN gave it a 4.5 in gameplay, citing, "Narrative is unique enough to almost warrant a play if you're a genre fan. Combat is so broken though, it's nearly a deal breaker. And when you go to how long to beat, it only takes 8 hours to complete the main story." So I'm thinking to myself, why was this game so expensive? I'm going to pull up a quote here from VentureBeat.com. They got a forum thread, and they stated, "Why is Rule of Rose so rare? Well, less than 1 week after its release, it was banned in the UK. Bear in mind, games such as Grand Theft Auto and Resident Evil have some of the most violent and sexually explicit content you can find in games. So what makes this game so bad? In a word, children." I cannot find any official videos or clips or just anything really detailing what was in that game that was so bad that it had to be banned. But I mean, hey, think about it. PlayStation 2, we're talking about, Grand Theft Auto 3 sparked a lot of controversy. We're here in the UK. This game comes out. Apparently, it has some sexually implied content, and you're talking about an orphanage because the main character, I believe, is 19 years old or something like that. This game takes place in the 30s. So when you mix all of that up, I can understand why somebody would go, you know what? We don't need this game. But it goes to show you there is such a high demand for games, whether they are bad or good. But the moment that a game gets pulled from shelves and it's like, hey, you want this? You want this? You can't get any. You can't get any of this anymore. People go like, well, I'm willing to fork over hundreds of dollars for this bad game. I know it's bad, but I don't care. I want it in my hands because if you're a fan of survival horror games like Resident Evil, Silent Hill, and you want to continue collecting those type of games for the PlayStation 2, well, I guess you gotta get that. But then just think about that. You actually get it, and it's bad. I can understand buying a bad game like $5. I bought Trigger Man, which is apparently one of the worst PS2 games of all time. I got that for like $4, but it was $4. Not $200. Just mind blown. And the last game in this list needs no introduction whatsoever because we're talking about Kingdom Hearts 1 for the PlayStation 2, but this is not your regular copy of Kingdom Hearts 1. This is something a little bit extra special because a brand new copy of the Kingdom Hearts Final Mix Platinum Limited Edition Box Japan Sony PlayStation 2 goes for $500. Nowadays, you can get a copy of Kingdom Hearts 1 with 2 with whatever in any kind of collection in modern day consoles. But if you're a Kingdom Hearts freak, a Kingdom Hearts fanatic, I know there's a lot of people out there, $500 actually does not seem that insane. The box itself, it has this platinum coloring, and I actually found a forum post from 2005 from KHinsider.com that does a way better job at explaining this collection than I can, because I mean, I don't have this collection in my hand, so I can't do an unboxing, but here we are, this is it. An only sold in Japan, limited edition deluxe collector's box set Kingdom Hearts Final Mix developed by Square Enix. This package came out in very limited quantities with the launch of the game. Inside this Kingdom Hearts Final Mix Platinum Limited Edition set, the actual name of the box, is the full Kingdom Hearts game, which I would hope and I would assume you actually got a copy of the game in it, but that's just me. With instructions including all the Final Mix extra battles and goodies with the English voices, also with limited edition only disc artwork. Plus, the reason this package is really worthwhile, the collector's items. Inside the box is a small Kubrick style action figure of Sora, 3 Kingdom Hearts pins and badges, a 2003 calendar, and it contains a collection of stickers. So having said that, having read that information and looked at the box, is it worth $500? Sealed? Possibly, because it's contextual. It's got that calendar from 2003 that has no use whatsoever nowadays, but it's got the cool packaging, and if you're passionate about Kingdom Hearts, I'm somebody that's collecting jam-packed demo discs, for crying out loud. I have a wrestling video game collection. Now, all of that is fairly inexpensive, but it does add up. So maybe for you, you're passionate about Kingdom Hearts, and you would rather have one of these rather than 20 of any other kind of game. So the first version that I showed you on eBay is actually not bad at all because it's $500, right? But there's another version on eBay that's just a little bit more. Let's just say a copy of Sengoku Anthology is actually not all that bad, because this one goes for $11,999. $11,999. This has got to be one of those insane eBay auctions for people that are just trying to nickel and dime, even though nickel and diming this one seems like an understatement, but they're taking advantage of people that want this, can't have this, and eventually maybe somebody's gonna buy it. I doubt it. So folks, that has been my look at 5 of the most expensive PlayStation 2 games on eBay. Let me know which one you would consider getting at some point down the line. So you actually got, you hit the lottery, you got all that money. Would you actually buy that $12,000 copy of Kingdom Hearts, the Japan version, just so you can say you did it? I could be a millionaire, and I don't think I would do that. I could probably do a lot more stuff. Think of all the games you could buy for $12,000. You could buy complete libraries, probably. So a little insane, but that is exactly why I wanted to show it off in this video. So hopefully you had a little bit of fun. I've been thinking about making this an ongoing series because I love browsing eBay because, well, I'm hooked right now. So this is something I am actually regularly doing. So if there's another console, genre, anything like that you would like me to work on a future video like this, please let me know in the comments section, as well as if you're so damn curious about the jam packs, I actually have a video where I showcase the PlayStation 1 Winter 1998 jam pack video available right now on the channel, as well as a look at Legend of Legaia for the PlayStation 1. Consider hitting that subscribe button, that like button, that notifications bell, so you can be notified of when the latest videos do become available. So up until next time, thank you for watching and supporting, and never forget that, thankfully, I'm never gonna have enough money, enough just random money laying around to spend $12,000 on that copy of Kingdom Hearts, but the epic journey most definitely continues. So thank you for watching, gang. Take care. I just can't believe somebody wrote that number on eBay. Somebody actually wrote that number on eBay, as insane as it is, even if nobody ever buys it. Come on, man, really?